Engineer Gold Mines is focused on the exploration and development of the historic high-grade Engineer Gold Mine situated 32 kilometers southwest of Atlan, British Columbia. Engineer Gold Mines is fully permitted for surface and underground exploration with the drill program now underway. Engineer Gold Mines Limited trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol EAU. For more information, please visit us at engineergoldmines.com.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Chris Vermeulen from TheTechnicalTraders.com. Welcome back to the show, Chris.
Thanks for having me back, Jim.
Chris, most interesting 2 weeks on the markets. Your clients, what are they saying to you, and what kind of advice are you giving them?
Well, everyone, the general public are in full-out panic stages, but in terms of the subscribers, we've been very sheltered from this. In fact, we've made some pretty decent money on this recent collapse of the equities markets and the big rally in bonds. So it really depends who you're talking to exactly, but going forward, the volatility right now is so high, and it's back and forth randomly, almost day by day. We're either rallying 5 or 10 or 20%, depending on the sector, and then back down the same amount or more the next day. It's a real landmine out there. So what we're doing is we're watching the market. We took advantage of the initial collapse. Now we're in cash. We're letting the market try and stabilize, and we're watching this unfold. And obviously, it's precedented times, what's going on with the virus, the market's collapsing, you name it. And really the best thing to be in is cash at this point, but there's going to be some amazing opportunities that come out of this. It's just we need the dust to settle. We need to get some type of grasp that is unknown. We need to start to know more about what's going on in terms of the virus and the global economic destruction that is happening with everything closing and shutting down. We don't have any idea how that's going to impact in the big picture here. We just know it's going to be bad, but how bad? And that's why everyone is worried, because we haven't had time to process and run the numbers yet.
The Bank of Canada and the U.S. Fed have made massive slashes to the trend-setting lending rate. Will that have any impact on the positive side?
Well, the Fed's come in and everyone seems to be slashing rates and tossing, billions, trillions into the markets, and it hasn't really done anything yet. It really, people aren't paying attention. They're not convinced with it. And I think it comes down to two things. Right now, people are fearful, and the rates don't make a big difference. When you're scared for more or less your life, your family, everything, your business collapsing and quarantining yourself, rates and people pushing money into the stock market and stuff doesn't really have a whole lot of power. So I think a lot of what they've done in terms of trying to save the stock market, that type of stimulus is kind of dead money at this point until we get a grasp on what's going on with the virus, how quickly it's spreading, and how bad that's going to be. So at this point, really, we got to let this fear, we need to start to get a grasp on the unknown, and that's when the fear will start to ease, and that's when everybody will finally go, okay, well, now there's tons of money in the markets, lots of stimulus coming together. They'll start to think about, okay, now where should I start putting my money? And maybe stop selling and actually start looking to buy.
Is that the most important message out there is don't panic, take a look, and perhaps what is your focus? Because I'm sure even in a situation like this, there must be some areas or niches that still do well.
Well, there are, but it all depends on your style of trading. If you are a scalp trader looking for like micro moves, if you're a day trader, this is absolute heaven. I mean, on a good stock market day, if you're a day trader, a 1% move in the indexes is amazing. That's a huge trend to profit from. Well, we're doing 10 times that. The gold miner sector has dropped 25% one day, rallied 21% yesterday, up 21% again today. The thing is, there are huge moves. The problem is they're very random. They're so big that if you're on the wrong side for even half of a day, you can take a really nasty loss. So it's gambling, in my opinion, right now to stick your toe in the water. You're throwing a dart, hoping and praying the next big move tomorrow is in your favor. So if you weren't on the proper side for the initial drop and make some money, you really, in my opinion, should be sitting in cash. Things need to stabilize. You can't go trading stuff that's swinging 10, 20% a day unless you've got high-risk money, a small portion of your account that you want to go throw some darts and hope and pray you got the timing right. But there's new news out like every hour from different countries and states or provinces that's affecting the market. So you're just gambling at this point unless you're an intraday trader.
We'll have more with Chris Vermeulen right after this.
Cypress Development Corp. is developing a world-class lithium resource in the heart of Clayton Valley, Nevada. The size of the resource makes the Clayton Valley project a premier asset with the potential to impact the future of lithium supply. Cypress Development Corp. trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol CYP, the OTCQB, symbol CYDVF, and on Frankfurt, symbol C1Z1. For more information, please visit our website, cypressdevelopmentcorp.com.
Media recognition from Bloomberg, Reuters, Recycling Trade Publications. Patented process for 100% recovery of critical metals, including cobalt, lithium, nickel, manganese, aluminum. American Manganese is focused on recycling lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. American Manganese trades on the TSX Venture, AMY, the US, AMYZF, and Frankfurt 2AM. For more information, visit AmericanManganeseInc.com or phone me, Larry Ray, at 778-574-4444.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Chris Vermeulen. Chris, is there anything right now that you could call a safe haven?
I mean, the only safe haven to me at this point is cash. It's the only thing that you can just hold on to, and all the other asset classes are moving dramatically to the upside or the downside. And even bonds have corrected 15% from their highs. So, I mean, everything is moving. Even the so-called safe haven bonds have pulled back, 15%. Gold has pulled back dramatically as well, right? Down 10 or 15%. So the safe money sometimes is, the trade is to do nothing. To avoid trading is a trade. And that's exactly what we've been doing. We've been watching this for 3 weeks. And as much as I would love to get in and try and catch some of these moves, they're just so high risk, the back and forth price action, that you'll get stopped or swung out of the trade, the very next day. So to me, it's not a risk. It's not worth the risk. And cash is king. Cash is the safe haven right now. There's going to be some great trades. Who cares if there's big moves going on in the last 2 weeks? Let it stabilize. After a big correction like this, there's always going to be the next big move, and something that's not as random. It'll be more of a tradable trend. So things are resetting. It's perfectly fine. It's emotional for a lot of people, but opportunities are only, maybe a week or two away. We could have some amazing new trades.
It seems to me China took, 2-3 months to start to return to normal? Is that what we can expect here, or is every country different?
I think every country will be different. Obviously, no one knows. That's why we're all in kind of panic station. But, you look over, I think it's Spain or Europe, somewhere over there, they're going a totally different direction than Canada and the United States, where Canada and the United States is kind of saying, don't group together, everybody self-quarantine, get social, separate, don't start gathering with anyone, just do that for a certain amount of weeks, 2 weeks at a time, and let things try to flatten that curve. But you look overseas, I can't remember which country it was, but they're saying to keep the seniors indoors and let all the younger people go out, and they're trying to let it spike up supposedly so that the majority of people get it, and then it'll stop spreading once they've all got over this virus, this flu. So it's really weird, some of the different strategies people have, and obviously you're probably getting them, and every day I'm getting emails, drink this tea, do this, do that, like the most random things are coming up. And I can't see how tea and all these, voodoo methods are going to work. I'm sure some of them might work or help a little bit, but I mean, if you get one of those virus spores or particles in your system, I don't think some of those remedies that are floating around are going to save you. So there's a lot of uncertainty and people throwing out these random solutions to try and save themselves. And that just goes to show We don't know how to deal with this virus yet. It's the unknown. And that's got people spooked big time.
We'll have more with Chris Vermeulen right after this.
Avon Resources Limited is a gold exploration company with significant projects in British Columbia and the Yukon, trading on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol ABN, and the OTCQB, symbol ABNAF. Surrounded by world-class gold deposits and mines, Avon's 23,000 hectares Forest Kerr Gold Project is located in the heart of the Golden Triangle in northwestern BC. For more information, visit us at avonresources.com.
Don't miss out. Stay informed. Receive the HowStreet.com weekly recap with thought-provoking podcasts, radio, and articles delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage at HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Chris Vermeulen. Chris, today gold was up significantly, but silver was still dropping. Was that expected, or is this just something unusual? And again, we're in interesting times where the usual doesn't happen. Usually gold and silver go up and down together.
Yeah, there's been some pretty interesting price action in the precious metals sector. A day before gold put in a top, I actually posted an article talking about what happens during extreme volatility, and I documented what happens to gold, what happens to bonds when the VIX goes completely parabolic. And in all the different scenarios, it was 4 times this has happened in the past. Each time, gold and bonds sold off. And here we are, a week and a half later, gold and bonds both sold off 15%. So to me, it's actually not a surprise. I've got it documented. We've seen it happen each time this type of kind of panic in the markets has hit. So it's not a huge surprise. The 15% drop was way bigger than I thought. I was expecting a 3, 4, 5% correction, and it will take a couple of weeks to play out. But obviously, the drop in precious metals, I think, is exacerbated with margin calls. I think countries now are starting to pull some of their gold reserves and cashing them out, selling them, creating this extra selling pressure so they can potentially fund their country, support vaccines and the financial systems and all those things. So it got a little overdone. I think the precious metal sector really got overdone. I think it's putting a significant bottom this week. But again, the volatility is still huge. The trend is down now. And you really got to wait for it to stabilize, build a new base, and give us some stable price action that we can trust going forward for a new direction.
Is crude oil in free fall?
It is in free fall. It's been in limbo here for the last week and a half. It's been trading in an inside pattern range, meaning that big drop we saw when crude oil fell 25% overnight, that day's range, the high and the low, is where crude oil has been trading the last 6 trading sessions. And today we're down testing that low. And what happens is when you have an inside bar, meaning all this price action happens inside one big down bar, that is seen as very bearish price action. And I have a feeling this week we're going to see potentially $17 a barrel on crude. If this breaks down today or tomorrow, look out below. It could be $17 a barrel. Sounds extreme, but you know what? I called $32 a barrel several months ago, and that sounded extreme, but the charts were saying that is the next downside target, and we've been stuck at 32 for 7 days. Here we are. We're starting to break down. The next target is 17. So very bearish. This could just be another huge waterfall drop this week that could take place. So I'd buckle up for potential slippery slope on crude.
At $17 a barrel, won't companies just stop pumping it because it costs them more to get it out of the ground and transport it than they can make?
Yeah, well, you think so. It would make sense. Obviously you don't want to do something if you lose money on every barrel. And this could be, one of the big plays, Russia and the Saudis playing this game and forcing the crude to go down. They're flooding the market with demand, with oil, and they're giving these massive discounts. This is the perfect storm for them. When things get bad, the bullies, the bad guys kind of come out of the woodwork and have to make things even worse. And to me, that's what Russia and the Saudis are doing. Things got weak for the U.S. in terms of crude oil pricing, and they just come out and they're just killing it. And they're going to try and take back demand. They can get oil out of the ground or Saudis at least, way cheaper than in the United States, North America. So they can do this, hold the prices down long enough by just flooding it and offering these huge discounts. The Western world oil will all close down, and it's just not feasible to run. And the Saudis pick up all the demand and all the deals again for crude. So they may take a beating on how much profit markup they have, but if they're going to take back 80% of the market share, why wouldn't they do it? And I think they're taking advantage of this as a business move, and they're just, I think it's a smart play on their behalf. But I mean, it's going to be devastating for jobs in the Western world and the company.
Chris, how would you sum up the situation right now then?
Well, looking at the equities market, big picture, all the major indexes, I think could still struggle a little bit to the downside. We still may see another 3, 4, 5% dip, but all the major indexes are at a very significant support level. If you go back on their charts, some of them stronger than the others. NASDAQ is the strongest of them all, holding up. The S&P 500 is down at the 2018 lows. The Dow down at the 2016 lows. Same with the Toronto Stock Exchange at the 2016 lows. Very significant turning points on all those charts, and all the indexes are at support, and to me, they're oversold. So I think the market's trying to find a footing. We could have a very strong bounce and rally out of here, and if we do, I think it's going to keep more pressure on gold and miners potentially, more so gold and bonds, I think, because money will flow back into equities and out of the safe havens, at least for this knee-jerk reaction bounce. So get ready for a bounce in the equities, but it's not here yet, so I wouldn't be jumping the gun.
Chris, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thanks for having me, Jim. Always a pleasure.
My guest has been Chris Vermeulen from thetechnicaltraders.com, and happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way, Chris.
Yes. Thank you very much. You too.
Make your own homemade green beer.
Yes.
If you have any questions for Chris or any of our other guests, you can send them to info@housestreet.com. Find us on Twitter @HouseStreet. Our YouTube channel is Talk Digital Network. We're also on Facebook. I'm Jim Goddard. Thank you for listening.
Comments made on HouseStreet.com radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HouseStreet.com radio is a production of House Street Media Incorporated.